All right, good morning. We are pretty far away from home. My buddy asked me and Bryson a while ago if we could set some time aside to go do this job for him. It's a pretty easy job, but it's just huge. It's 5 acres here, and there's another contractor here. The land clearing guy and my buddy are like super good friends. They work a lot together. So the land clearing guy cleared all of this land. My buddy, who owns the big grinder, he is getting paid to yank all the stumps out and grind the stumps. So basically, he asked me and Bryson if we would come up here with the 2 big excavators. We got a Komatsu 238, and then we have the 360 with the shear. Some of these things I'll show you later are so big. I'm just gonna take this bucket up here and leave it up with our equipment for today, because there's a bunch of machines here. Not that you're gonna ever get this confused with a 312 bucket, but there's a few machines here. We'll just keep our stuff with us. I had to carry it out like that because the what do you call it? The wires behind me were kind of low. All right, so I came and looked at this last week with Nick, and the plan is to trying to adjust this seat. There we go. It's got an air seat. The plan is to start at the back up in the top and just start yanking stumps and throw them down the hill here. You see the water here in the tracks? The skidder was a monster skidder. We were gonna bring the end dump. I'm gonna cross over this way, like sideways, right over the tops of these. We were going to bring the, my phone's ringing, damn it. We were gonna bring the end dump here, but I looked at this and I said, you know what? I mean, who's gonna, with all this rock and all these giant holes, I don't really see a point in bringing the end dump. And I was telling him, let's just leapfrog. So start at the back and we start yanking them, and we'll just throw them forward. Because I don't see bringing the end dump here. I mean, there's rock walls everywhere and stuff, and it's kind of a mess. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through here without. It's just gonna like take some of these rocks and move them. Just very carefully so we don't hurt the shear. Not use the pointed thing. Use the back part of the shear. And just kind of like roll them out of the way. These people are probably not happy either, because we discovered that their backyards are actually on this property. Like the stakes go up to like in the back of that house, so I actually have to go in those backyards through the rock wall and start yanking the stumps out of there. So we're thinking it's gonna take a week. We'll be here for like a week, but you can see he's following me. But if you were to try to drive an end dump through here, I mean, the big Volvo end dump, it definitely would do it, but look, he's sinking already. Can you guys see him? his tracks. I mean, look at. Look at the whole back of the machine was sinking already. I don't know. He's trying to line up to go through there. And look at the back of the machine. And he's got to stop. Just go. Just go. Stop messing around. You're sinking. What are you doing? You're sinking. Just go. Go. You're sinking. Oh. We're going down. I gotta call him. I gotta call him and talk to him. He's never ran an excavator in like swampy material before. You just have a short amount of time before it ends up bad. So let me call him. I gotta talk to him. All right, so we've been yanking stumps for a little bit, got set up, but I feel bad for all these kids that live over that way that look at all the beer cans and the couch and like the hangout. That sucks. I remember when I was a kid and they bulldozed my wooded hangout behind our house. I really actually kind of feel bad for them, because that it really did suck. We had like tree forts, all kinds of stuff. So, squeezing the juice. I might have to cut this one out of the ground. I'll show you real quick. This is the pile. We're just throwing it that way as we go. We've only been doing this for, what would you say, Bryson? 20 minutes? So it's going pretty good. I'm just going to move you guys up here. Make sure that you can see. Yeah. Yeah. I got Bryson on the phone. Some of these I gotta cut them in half to get them out, which is fine. But I don't want to cut them too small, because then it's going to be a pain to get them down all the little pieces down the hill. So I gotta be careful not to cut them up any more than that. But that's manageable. We were just discussing about whether or not we should have brought the end dump, but even Bryson agrees, and he's never been here before, that the end dump, messing around with the end dump, you still have to like take the pile, lift up the pile, and put it into the end dump. And somebody's got to stop what they're doing, drive that end dump down to the hill slowly or carefully, not tip it over on the rocks or anything. And then try not to get it stuck. And then there's like a marsh down there, and if you get stuck down there, then one of us is gonna have to stop, go down there, track all the way down there, and help them get out. I just don't think it's worth it. And my buddy agreed with me when we come up to look at this job that probably just be easier if I just keep yanking them and he throws them, and then he grabs a bunch in between that are in his way. So, and then by the time we get to the down there, you know, maybe the plan will change, maybe it'll be working out. But part of me wishes I had like just a pointed ripper, but I don't know. This thing's doing pretty good. It's just on some of them. The front piece here is not, I don't want to break it off. And I've honestly broke one of those off before. So on the back, it's hard to see from afar, but that thing is huge. That's almost as wide as a bucket on a smaller machine. So what I was thinking, like if he had like a skinnier, really thick ripper blade, but I don't know. I got mixed feelings, because this does good too, and the nice part about this is if you can't get the thing out, you just cut it in the ground. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna change my mind about that. Once I get used to this and figure out the best technique or method for doing it. Probably gonna have to cut this one. There we go. Yeah, I changed my mind. I like this thing. This one not want to come out. Ah. That's what I was afraid of. This one's coming apart in pieces. Come on, just come out as one big one. There we go. There we go. In the wall, well, trash. That's a pine. That would be so much easier if these are all pine. All right, check back in once we've made some progress, but I think we've done pretty good so far. Probably been like 45 minutes and we've gone all the way across to here, so I'm pretty happy with this.
Said he already went around it and got all the roots. Alrighty, so we gotta move this pile. This pile is kind of getting a little messy. I'm gonna have to get, and I don't mean messy with the dirt, I mean messy in my placement and then where I have to put the machine to reach it all. And these roots are falling off, but I'm gonna have to get a little smarter. I'm gonna have to get a little smarter with where I'm putting all this stuff to leapfrog it down to keep moving it. I'm gonna create a little path right here. That stump right there, that's still in the ground. So I'm gonna let him shear that in two, because that one's real big. I don't even know, I think I might be too close to reach these ones. Oh, no, there we are. Perfect. So I just need to get these out of my way. And then gotta get that one out of my way. there, grab those couple little ones. And I think maybe what I'll do is I'll run down the other side of the hill, parallel to him. Oh, yeah, there's a couple little things. We'll grab that. Let me get the other one. I think I'll run down the other side parallel to him. And what we'll do is we'll make sure I'm not going to back it there. I'm not. What we'll do is we'll keep the pile in the middle and then throw it down, because he can grab stuff with that shear. You guys saw. Throw the pile down as we go. There's a couple stumps over here that I want to grab as well, not just in this pile. And then from this angle right here, I can move the rest of the pile down the hill. I'm gonna throw this far. There we go. That big one over there is gonna be fun. There's one in the ground right there I'm gonna grab. And that one, I should grab that one over here. Now this is a nice machine. I think it's a what, a PC238? I like the zero turn. It's nice not having to I mean, like, you still got to pay attention to where you're going and where your tracks are going. But in an open field like this, it's like a little less that you got to pay too much attention to. Obviously, with that one, he could swing into the pile. I know that as long as my tracks have some space between the pile, I know the butt end of this isn't going to go into the pile. And that I like about it. I think this was that one stump that gave me trouble right here. Let's see. Nope. This is not it. Toss that over there. Alright guys, so I got him on the phone. This big annoying one that was in the way that I said was still on the ground, I'm going to pull this out of the way. Are you just going to rip that, or do you want me to dig the end? Let's see if that just comes out. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, so he's saying if he cuts it in half like that, it pushes it out and loosens it from the rocks that are on the bottom, because it's spreading it out like that. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, it's gonna come out. Alright, well, you got that. Yeah, he says on the back side of the point, yeah, it's got like some barbs. Yeah. He says he wonders if they put the barbs on the back of that, like, talon for running it through the ground to cut the roots, because he says that's what he's been doing and it's been working. Yeah, look at that. Nice. These big machines are so much smoother. You know, I've run a bunch of minis and they're just not as smooth. You feel like you have a lot more control on these bigger machines. I don't know if it's the way the hydraulic system works when you have a larger machine, if, like, I don't know, something about it. The pump takes less time to operate, or more time to operate, so you get a bit more finesse out of it. Oh, there's a root right there. Come on. Come on. Ugh. But with the little machines, I find they're real jerky, except for our Komatsu, because that one's slow. Our Komatsu Mini's really smooth. Yeah, look at that. I got that root right off. Our Komatsu Mini's real smooth, but every other Mini that I ran is super jerky. Don't really... There we go. Yep. Just had a big root holding it down. That shear is definitely a lot better for this. Let's see if I can pluck this out. Oh. Just gotta get under it a little bit more. Is there another? There might be another root on the right holding it. That's what it feels like. Yeah, it feels like there's a root on the right, like, holding it. I'm gonna walk backwards with it and just see if I can just twist it. Very good. Let's put it. Oh, tippy. I'm gonna drop it there.
All right, it's after lunch. We've made some serious progress. Got all those, all these. I just chopped this one and threw it down here. you don't really realize how big that shear is until you get out and look at what you just lifted like 20 feet in the air, chopped in half, and threw down a hill. All of those. I talked to that nice lady in that house. Her name's Michelle. We're gonna leave her stump on her fence alone. We're gonna have to rake through this. As I'm cutting these, all the dirt's falling out. It rained out last night, and everything is still, it's all sticky. The dirt is sticky. I've been going through here. This mud hole is really bad. This machine is like super fast. This 360 is crazy fast. So Bryson was over here and he was trying to get the pile that was over there and throw it over to here, but he doesn't have the reach, so he would have to go farther in there, and that machine that he's in was sinking and it was bad. So I told him, I was like, you know, just back out of there, just get out of it, don't mess around. However, this machine is so fast that I was just had it in, you know, it's got 3 speeds. I put it in high and I was just going super fast with it, and it was just rolling all of the mud off the front of the track. I could see it down there doing this, and it just went. So I told him, I was like, you know what, let me grab them all. It's kind of tough to grab them with this without cutting them smaller, so you got to go very careful and just lightly grab as you're pulling up until you see the stump move a little bit, you know, from the pile, and then throw it. If you squeeze too hard, it'll actually cut it into pieces, which is a pain because then I got to come back and grab all the pieces. So yeah. And then, like I was saying, there's a stump over there right on Michelle's fence. It's on the fence, so we're gonna leave it. I'm not gonna grab it because I don't want to mess up her yard. She's cool. They're not all happy about this, but I try to get along with them. So I stopped and I talked to her and I said, hey, you know, how do you feel about that fence? You know, is it old or whatever? And she's like, why? And I'm like, well, I mean, if I grab that stump, I'm gonna wreck it. And she said, I'd rather you not, because she goes, that fence is actually on my property. She's like, it's on the line. And I'm like, yeah, but I was told I got to get the stumps and you put your fence on the line. She's like, yeah, I know, but it's my fence. And I'm like, all right, I understand. I says, I'll just leave it alone, ask them what they want to do about it. But that's why you should always put your fence a foot onto your property, not on the line. Because stuff like this, it's not a big deal. And honestly, I think they'll probably just grind it. So it's not like the end of the world. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is just focus on moving. Whoa, 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 sliding. That was a little, I don't know if the camera doesn't show it too well, but we are on a hill. Like super incline right here. Back up the hill. See how fast this thing is? My God, for a big machine. So, see, I just tried to lightly grab it and it just popped right through. So it's not a big deal, but so I'm saying you gotta just lightly grab it and then throw it down the hill.
Alrighty guys, you're back with me, and we have made quite the couple piles. Still not even done, but we got all this here, all that way over there, and I'm currently pulling this pile off this edge. Some of them, the dirt is falling off and then they're just becoming, you know, clumps of wood, and then others, the dirt is not coming off and it's just making it a pain to see them. Not the ones that are like on top of the pile, but like you know, I'm leapfrogging the pile down, and then, you know, when I get the pile and then I get it low, it's hard to find these ones at the bottom. I gotta like fish through the dirt because they're just getting covered, you know. The dirt's falling off as I drop them, but you know, I get the pile coned up a bit, and then I drop another one on the top, and then the dirt falls down to the bottom of the pile, and then it's burying the stumps that are lower in the pile, and it's just a whole cycle. But this machine's real nice, real fun to play with. Let's see how many we can pick up here. Looks like 2, one big one, and then some stragglers, maybe 3. But you see, these ones with the clay on the bottom, the clay's not coming off, like at all. Let's try to like drop this high enough so that the clay comes off. I hope that worked. What's up?
What?
We're back.
What's up?
We're back.
Opposite it down.
Yeah, day 2. You gonna play with this some more? I'm gonna play with the other one.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah, we're here. It's foggy too.
It is foggy. And the ground looks really wet.
Yeah, it does. It's like not raining, but it's like misting. So everything's wet. Whole ton of stumps. We're about to leapfrog them all down the hill.
Before we start, they put a new quick connect on this, and I did notice when I was checking this out at the end of the day, I like to just kind of like walk around whenever you use these things, and I like to inspect for cracks, because in shears it's common to have cracks, and then the welder just welds them like all the time. When I was looking for that, I discovered that the new quick connect up there, it was weeping a little bit around the fitting. So I got a couple big wrenches. We got a different truck today, so I loaded up some wrenches. We had to get a truck with more fuel. So we got 2 fuel tanks in this truck.
So this is the fitting that you said was leaking?
Yeah, I gotta tighten it up. They put this new quick connect on there, brand new, and it looked like the O-ring was crushed. So I'm gonna call the mechanic. He's got a full-time mechanic. But the fact that it was loose, I got some rags, I'm gonna wipe it off.
Yeah.
And we'll check it later. I mean, I got like almost a full turn out of it, so.
So that was just sitting there, huh? It made that?
Yeah, I mean, I would be careful. This pavement's all junk. They're gonna tear this all up. This entire place, the grade, everything's getting changed. Everything. So I didn't really care about putting this down. However, I didn't put it down like hard. I just rested it down on the pavement, and that's how much this thing weighs.
That's probably what, 4 inches deep?
Yeah.
Much, yeah, that's crazy.
You know, I'd say so. But it doesn't matter, like I said, because all the pavement. If we had good pavement here, this machine wouldn't even be parked on it.
No, it'd be on the dirt.
But look at the mess the logging made.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
there's more behind the machine. You guys saw? Oh, yep. All right, so let's get to it. So I've got the pile that far down, and we started with it like right here, and we got it down there now, which is nice. He's been working on this side of this like rock wall here. He's been working over there all day. It is super muddy over there, and it's like that squishy sinking mud. So he was telling me, he was like, oh, just stay on that side. I don't even know if I could walk in this. It is so like thick and spongy. And the rain is starting to come back again. Alrighty guys, it's sunny today. It was pouring on and off. I went to go put the camera out. As soon as I got out of the damn excavator, the rain started pouring down. It's sunny today, so we're gonna get some cool footage for you guys. He's just greasing up the shear.
I hate these freaking DeWalts. I got one. Yeah, my Milwaukee is way better. It's got this stupid bleeder on here. There we go. Nah, the Milwaukee's got a button that you push that's easy. This one's got this screw, you gotta unscrew it, and then it's messy. Whatever.
Alright, so he's taking this one up, and I'm finishing up greasing my machine.
I've been working on this one for a while. I finally got it out. I forgot to turn the camera on, so just gonna have to cut it into pieces. I'm in this low-lying area that's waterlogged, and I gotta take these things out. These are great if you guys ever... I don't use the Apple ones, these are the JBL ones, earbuds, and they're phenomenal. But like I was saying, I forgot to turn the camera on, and I was working on this one for a bit, and I've been knocking the dirt off. It was over there more, down there in the hole. I've been dragging it back to like some more solid dirt, because I'm in this mud hole. Use my feet. I hate using my hands. Whenever I use my hands, I always tend to go backwards, like very jerky. But there's a lot of trash over here too from the neighbors. It's funny because there's like a long line of houses all the way up the whole thing, and then you get to this house and there's like a ton of trash over the fence, soccer net, like all kinds of stuff. And then you get past it and there's none behind the next house. It's like yeah. So I mean, like a lot of trash, different types of trash. But see this here? It's monster, like I can't lift it. I dragged it out of the hole, but I've been trying to cut it, but it's stringy, and it won't split down the middle, so I don't know. Oh, come on. It never ends. Come on. I'm trying to get it to split. It's the butt end of it is too tall, so I can't get to where it's held together. Like I said, I can't lift it out of the hole. I'm kind of nervous about rolling it around because I don't want it to roll into the fence. I've had that happen a few times. By the time you realize what's going on, the thing's already going, you know. So I'm trying to cut it in half. Somebody will give me a hard time about it. I've been getting a lot of hate comments lately about stuff on YouTube, so I guess we're getting a little successful. Someone's always got an opinion, and then I go check out them and look at what they got going on, and they got nothing going on, so I don't know. I guess that's just the nature of YouTube. People like when I talk during the videos. I get some people that tell me to shut up. It's like, if you don't like it, crying out loud, go somewhere else. But some people like to know what's going on. They like to know like what the guy running the machine is thinking. They like the commentary, you know. I think it's funny because like the same people that don't want to hear you say anything are the same people that probably watch like talk radio. It's just funny because it's like, if you don't like it, you can just scroll with your thumb. It's just like that easy. Just move on. But nah, they gotta tell me how much they hate me before they move on. One of the last videos I did, a guy told me to shut up. It's like, why don't you just go away? Ah. Okay, finally. But you can see where we come out of that mud hole. And kind of tough because it's full of rock. I mean, we're getting after it. Like, don't take this the wrong way. Maybe it's my tone, the way that I talk. People think I'm being negative. I'm just talking. So, I'm not being negative. The fact is this. There's a lot of trash here. You gotta be careful with trash near a fence. If you drive over it, it pops up, it smacks the fence. If you drive over a log, it pops up, it smacks the fence. Or trash will pop up, like the soccer net that's down in here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a soccer net down here. You run over that, it's in the brush, all of a sudden it comes up, and you go backwards, it flips up, and it hits the bottom window and breaks the glass. Like, I'm just trying to tell people, like, when I'm doing stuff, what the elements are. Alright, I pulled everything from down there up to a pile here because we can get the grinder to back up here and load the trucks. Now, I did notice that the fella buncher track machine was driving over everything. Like concrete, everything, asphalt, right there, just because it's all getting ripped up. I did notice they drove down off this wall, and rather than track this all the way up and around, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do like they did. I'm just gonna lift this thing up. I mean, you can see where they came over the wall and broke it. I see tracks there. So this is not staying anyways. But you see like the broken track mark right there? Let's I can see right where the tracks where they came down off of there, or maybe they went up there, I don't know, but yeah, there's a track mark right there, and there's another chip broken part right here. Normally I would say just because somebody did something doesn't mean we should, but since this is getting demolished, I think it would be fun. So let's go up. Put it down. Around. Lift and push. Like so. I think I'm gonna have to come here tomorrow and shear them. I'm not sure if Bryson's gonna be here tomorrow. He has estimates to do for our company, so as long as we can get them all out, I can move them, but if I could just come back tomorrow and just spend time by myself, just moving them around and shearing them all up. Today would have been a good day for the end dump, but I'll be honest with you, rather than an end dump, I'd rather see a root rake on a dozer just pushing them all into a pile. I think that would be more beneficial, because the end dump, you just gotta stop what you're doing, go drive the thing, empty it, then you gotta reload it. I think a dozer with a root rake would be way better, because you just get in it and just push them all down where you want, and while you're pushing with the root rake, the root rake is separating the dirt. Pick them up with the excavator, throw them in the end dump, you're picking the dirt up also. I think the dozer with root rake cleans them off much better. But that's just my opinion. Oh. Who's calling me? Hello. What's up, man? Nice. All right, it's Friday. It is our last day here, so it's 4 days total. I am in the 238. I am trying to move all of my piles that I made and dug out. I'm trying to consolidate them. Let me pull this in here so I can clear this dozer. I know it's going to look like I'm close on camera, but I'm not that close. And Bryson wanted to basically play around with that big excavator with the shear because he's never used a shear. So he's over there, he's shearing all that pile. I am moving everything to this pile. I'm not going to move it over to there because the grinder is mobile, so that would just be a waste of fuel and time. It's easier on this big landing over here to just back. So I talked to the boss man first of all, and he and I came up with the plan. I don't know if I mentioned this. He's going to back the grinder up to that wall, sit on the wall, and then feed it into the hopper. And then probably where the pickup is, we'll back the live floor down in there. I won't be here for it, but they're gonna back the live floor in there and then feed the CBI from on top of that wall into the hopper and then blow the chips into there. Then they'll come over here and the CBI will sit there, and then the excavator will sit on this little mound here, feed the hopper, and then blow the chips into the live floor. Maybe the live floor on that load will come around this way. And they'll pick up that stuff and they'll shake the dirt out and then put it through the grinder. The reason we use the thumb and not that is because, as you can see, it's kind of hard to pick something up with that pointed claw. So I'm actually really proud of my son, because with this thing rocking the way that it is and that point, he's doing pretty good grabbing stuff. And he's like just cutting the dirt right off the bottom. That's his method. Slice the roots and the dirt comes right out. He's just chopping pieces off. And then he just cuts it in half, like so. But he's got to, now look at, now he's picking it up gently with that little pointed thing while he's rocking in the mud. I'm really proud of him. So I think what I'm gonna do is, since I got everything over here, I'm just gonna start taking from this end, and I'm just gonna throw it down towards him, because he's got a pretty good hole in the middle. But I gotta be careful because I don't know if you can tell, I am sitting in water. This whole area is just saturated. It's been like 80 degrees out. I mean, I've had the AC pumping, and it's not making a difference on the ground that it's so hot out. I mean, it would dry out, you know, if we had like a few more days like this, but as of right now, it is not drying out. So that's what we're gonna do, and then see where we end up. I'm like, look at rocking in the mud. I think if you had a smaller machine with smaller pads than these two big machines, you wouldn't be able to do this in the mud. You would, you'd disappear. I think this is a big one. Yeah. Yeah, that just pulled me down in the mud even more. It's alright. No big deal. That one rolled down. Get it away from him. He's not going to be able to grab it if it's too close. I'm not going to be able to grab it. My God. Come on, Steve. What are you doing? Alright. He can grab that one. I think I gotta move again. Yep. I'm sinking. Time to move again. Let me just, I got like maybe time for 2 more. Then I gotta move. How are we looking? We're not at the top of the tracks yet. And the back is sticking out. We're plenty good in the back. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. We are headed home. They're gonna have someone come on Monday and grind the whole pile that we sheared up. And well, actually there's a little more shearing to do before the grinder gets moved there. And we're not gonna do it. I think Mike might be doing it. So anyways, that's gonna do it for stumping. Catch you on the next one.